Your life as every level of cyber hacker. You're about to discover what your life actually looks like at every single level of hacking. And trust me, level 1 is nothing like level 10. Let's start. Level 1, the script kiddie. You're 14 years old, sitting in your basement in the dark because it makes you feel like a real hacker. You've downloaded a pre-made tool from some sketchy website and you're running it against your school's network. You don't actually understand what the tool does. You just know some guy on YouTube said it works. Your mom keeps asking if you want dinner. You tell her to go away because you're in the zone. In reality, you're clicking buttons randomly and hoping something breaks. After 3 hours, you get a single message: connection refused. You tell yourself you almost got in. You screenshot it and post it to Discord. 3 people react with laughing emojis. This is the closest you'll ever get to success at this level. Level 2, the wannabe. Now you're 17. You've actually learned some basic coding. You understand what a firewall is. More importantly, you understand what you don't understand, which is progress. You're watching tutorial after tutorial about ethical hacking. You've watched 40 hours of content, but you're too scared to actually practice on anything real. Instead, you set up a virtual machine on your laptop and hack into yourself. Congratulations, you've broken into a computer with no security that you own. You feel like a genius. Your friends still don't know what you do. You tell them you're into computer security. They think you fix printers. You spend $200 on a VPN subscription that you absolutely do not need. You read Reddit posts about hacking. You comment things like noob mistake on other people's videos. You've never actually penetrated a real system in your entire life. Level 3, the bug bounty hunter. You're in your early 20s now. You've actually learned real skills. You know how to identify vulnerabilities. You've registered on HackerOne and BugCrowd because these companies will literally pay you to break into their systems legally. This is it. This is your path. You find your first vulnerability in some startup's login page. You report it. They give you $50. You frame that email. You're thinking about this career path. You start finding more bugs. You make maybe $500 a month if you're good. It's not enough to pay the bills, but it's enough to feel legitimate. You go to security conferences now. You have business cards that say security researcher. People at parties nod when you tell them your job. You don't tell them about the $500 a month part. Level 4, the security researcher. You're 25 and you've actually turned this into a real job. You work for a cybersecurity company now. You get a salary, benefits, a 401k. You spend your days finding vulnerabilities in client systems for 6 figures a year. You're good at your job, really good. You've found critical flaws that prevented major breaches. Companies have paid you hundreds of thousands of dollars to test their security. You've got clearance, you've got credentials, you speak at conferences, you've published papers. But here's the thing nobody tells you. You work within a system, you have rules, you have ethical guidelines, you follow the law strictly because if you don't, your entire career evaporates overnight. You sometimes wonder what you could do if you didn't have these restrictions. You push that thought away because you've got a house now. Level 5, the corporate penetration tester. You're 30 now. You work for one of the big 4 consulting firms. McKinsey, Deloitte, Accenture, or Boston Consulting Group hired your entire security team. You make $300,000 a year. You travel to Fortune 500 companies and you spend weeks trying to break into their systems. On paper, you're testing their defenses. In reality, you're showing them exactly how bad their security actually is. You've been in their mainframes. You've accessed their CEO's emails. You've seen financial data that isn't public yet. You know corporate secrets worth billions of dollars. You sign NDAs that would bankrupt you if you ever spoke about what you know. Sometimes you realize you have access to information that could change the entire market value of companies. You never use it. Your conscience is clean because you're too well paid to let money matter. Level 6, the nation-state operative. This is where things get serious. You're 35 now, and you don't tell people what you do at dinner parties anymore. You work for an intelligence agency, maybe the NSA, maybe GCHQ, maybe Russia's FSB, maybe China's MSS. The rules are different now. You're not testing systems anymore. You're infiltrating them. You're stealing data that governments consider national security threats. You're attacking infrastructure, power grids, water systems, financial institutions. You're the person governments hire when they need to hurt another country without it looking like they're doing it. You're incredibly skilled. You've got access to tools that don't exist in the public world. You've got teams of people helping you. You're making $500,000 a year because your government decided you're worth every penny. Your work is classified at levels most people don't even know exist. You can't talk about your job. You can't tell your family. You can't tell your spouse in most cases. You live a double life. You've stopped thinking of yourself as a criminal because you're serving your country. Except deep down, you know that distinction is just semantics. Level 7, the rogue nation-state operative. You're 40 now. You've spent 15 years working for an intelligence agency. You've done things you can't undo. You've seen things that changed how you think about government. And one day, you decide you're done. You don't resign properly because you can't. You just leave. You take everything with you, the exploits, the tools, the techniques, the 0 days, all of it. Now you're the most dangerous person in the world because you've got the skills of a nation-state operative, but you're not bound by any country's rules anymore. You sell your services to the highest bidder, rogue governments, terrorist organizations, criminal syndicates. You probably worked for Vladimir Putin at some point, even if nobody can prove it. You've got money in offshore accounts in 12 different countries. You've got passports with fake names. You've probably faked your own death at least once. You've overthrown governments. You've stolen billions of dollars. You're wanted by multiple intelligence agencies. There's a file on you in places you'll never see, but you're untouchable because you know too much and you've hidden too well. Level 8, the Phantom. You're 55 years old and nobody actually knows who you are, not even the intelligence agencies hunting you. You might not even be real. You might be a collective. You might be a myth. You might be AI that took human form. You've been operating for so long that your legend has become bigger than your actual exploits. Governments attribute attacks to you that you didn't do. Other hackers pretend to be you because your reputation is worth more than any real attack. You've orchestrated financial collapses. You've started wars by manipulating information. You've accessed every government database that exists. You've probably deleted evidence of your own existence from every server on Earth. Nobody knows where you are. Nobody knows where you've been. You're either the most wanted person alive or you don't exist anymore. The truth is probably somewhere in between. Level 9, the architect of the future. You're not a hacker anymore. You're something else entirely. You didn't just break into systems, you broke into reality itself. You've developed quantum computing exploits that make all current encryption meaningless. You've created AI that teaches itself to hack. You've designed attacks that don't use computers in the traditional sense. You understand that the future of hacking isn't about code anymore. It's about networks, it's about people, it's about systems. You work alone now, but your work has changed how millions of people live without them even knowing it. You've got enough dirt on every world leader to start a nuclear war. You could if you wanted to. You don't. That kind of power isn't interesting anymore. You're thinking about the next problem, the next level. Level 10, the ghost in the machine. This is the final level, and I need to be honest with you. This level might not be possible. This would be someone who has become one with the systems they hack. They're not a person anymore. They're a presence. They exist in every network but nowhere at once. They don't need to break in because they've become the lock. They've transcended hacking because they've become the internet itself. This is science fiction territory. This is the theoretical maximum of what could happen if someone dedicated their entire existence to becoming the ultimate hacker. Nobody's actually here yet, or if they are, we'd never know. So there you have it, your life at every single level of hacking, from a script kiddie in a basement to something that might not even be human anymore. The real question is, which level are you on?